Hi everyone! So as we head into Unit 2, I wanted to make a video giving kind of an overview of Unit 2 and Unit 3 and how they work together, just an idea of what we're doing and where it's headed, because Unit 2 and Unit 3 are really closely related. So there's also a lot of different moving components in here, and I want to make sure that everybody has a really clear idea of what I'm referring to when I say reading 2 and what I'm referring to when I say reading 3. So Unit 2 is all about research and integrating sources and learning about how to find sources and how to cite sources, how to paraphrase sources. Because in Unit 3, if we look at that, we're going to be focusing on summary and response writing. And at the end of Unit 3, you're going to write a paper where you summarize and respond to an article, and you're going to use an outside source to help you create an informed, researched response to the article. So what we're doing in Unit 2 is laying the groundwork by finding a reading, by choosing a reading, and then also by finding another outside source that will be our reading number 3 to incorporate into the essay. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is pick a reading. So you might see some references to reading 2. It's called reading 2 because we did reading 1 on The Fear We All Live With in the first unit. In unit 2, we're going to pick a reading 2. Sometimes it will be referred to as your instructor assigned article. I have chosen 3 potential articles, and you can pick from those 3. Because this is going to be a project that spans 2 units, I don't want to make everyone read the exact same thing. If it's something that you're not interested in or that you really don't want to do, I want to give you a little bit of an option on the topic and the article that you'll be reading, because you're going to be working on it through Unit 2 and Unit 3. You will be picking from 3 options. If you go to course readings, you can see the one that's visible is American Issues. Reading 1 was The Fear We All Live With. And then you can see that there's a subfolder that's called Reading 2, which is referred to often as R2, options. So the directions are, please read and annotate one of the following articles. You don't need to turn in your annotations this time. It's just a good idea to do it. Make sure you pick one on a topic that you find interesting, as you'll be doing further research and writing on this article and its focal issue. So these are your 3 options. You can choose from to keep women in the workforce, men need to do more at home. Mental health and mental illness are not interchangeable terms. And what is the big deal about cancel culture? So you're going to pick one of those 3. And whichever one you choose, when you look through them, open them up, see if you like them, choose one. That one will become your reading 2. So anytime any other text refers to reading 2 that you chose, that's going to be the article. So if you pick mental health and mental illness are not interchangeable terms, that's going to be your article for the entirety of the assignments in Unit 2 and Unit 3. That's going to be your reading number 2, which means your topic is going to focus on the ideas of mental health and mental illness. If you choose this one, your topic's going to focus on women in the workforce. If you choose this one, you'll be focusing on cancel culture. So whichever article you choose, that's going to be what you're going to be looking for an outside source on, and that's going to be the basis of your Unit 3 paper. So I wanted to keep the options open, but I want you to understand that whichever one of these articles you choose and you say, yep, that's it, that's the one I chose, that is going to be your reading 2. So anytime you see that phrase reading 2, or even if you might see the phrase instructor given or instructor assigned article, that's what I'm talking about. One of these 3, whichever one you chose. So do not go out and just pick a random other reading and say like, oh, this is my reading 2. Pick one of these 3 to become your reading number 2. And if you need to write yourself like a post-it that's like reading 2 equals to keep women in the workforce, that's the one I chose, then do that. Write that down on a post-it, slap it up on your desktop so that you're familiar with that terminology. Because what the other part of this unit that we're going to be working on is we're going to find reading number 3 on our own related to the topic. So when you look at your assignment for Unit 2, you're going to do a paraphrasing assignment. You're going to do, well, first you're going to do a database exploration assignment, then you're going to do a paraphrasing assignment, and then you're going to do research and integrating sources. So when we look at this database exploration assignment, which I will go into further detail about in its own separate video, you're going to see Reading 2, R2 referenced there. Read the article you chose from the Reading 2 options. You're going to be summarizing and responding to this article in a few weeks during Unit 3. So whichever one of those 3 articles you chose, that's going to be the focus here. In Unit 2, our job is going to be to find and then evaluate another article to incorporate into the Unit 3 essay, and that will become Reading 3. So one of the main focuses of Unit 2 is using the databases. In this case, we're going to use EBSCOhost. That's the one that I've chosen. We're going to use EBSCOhost to find another article on your topic that you can use to support your point of view and to have an outside opinion about your topic in Unit 3. So if you want, you can also go to EBSCOhost beforehand and look into the different topics that are mentioned here and make sure they're articles you like. That's totally up to you. But what we're going to be doing is we're going to choose one of those 3 articles to be our our Unit 2 Reading 2 assignment that we're going to focus on and respond to in Unit 3. And then we're also going to find another article on the same topic out in the databases in the academic world to become our reading number 3. And then ultimately, you can see what's going to happen in Unit 3. Just go back. In Unit 3 over here, ultimately, you're going to be turning in the summary and response essay assignment, and you're going to talk about the instructor assigned article, whichever one you chose of the 3 that I gave you the options to choose from, Reading 2, and the additional source, Reading 3, on the same topic, but that you found on your own. And you're going to look at those and then use them together to respond to the original article, which is the Reading number 2 article. So hopefully that made things a little bit clearer. When we talk about Reading 2, we are referring to one of the 3 that I gave you the option of choosing from the folder. And when we talk about Reading number 3, that's the one that you will find entirely on your own in the databases on the topic and evaluate on your own. So that's a quick breakdown of the 2 units and kind of how they work together and what the difference is between these readings.